Hello everyone and welcome back, hope we're having a great day and we're all doing well. So with us now in October of 2023, that means the brand new map coming in Year 8 Season 4 of Rainbow Six Siege isn't too far away. We're most likely going to see the reveal of this map just in the early days of next month. So with the reveal of this map creeping up on the horizon, I thought I should make a video talking about everything we know about this map. So if you do go on to enjoy this video, drop a like, consider subscribing, and let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. So for starters, we know there is a map coming next season, as this is confirmed in the Year 8 roadmap that was given out at the beginning of the year at SI. As well as this, we know that this map is going to be in Portugal. This is also going to be the location where the new operator is going to be from as well. But if we want to learn more about this new map, we actually have to take a look at the most recent comic book for Operation Heavy Metal. A lot of this is lore related, however the comic books do set up the new content which we do get in the next season. I have an entire lore video about that if you want to read the whole comic book. However, we're going to be focusing about the bit that is setting up the next season. But yeah, at the end of the Commanding Force comic, it set up Fenrir since he was at the end of that, and then at the end of the Dread Factor comic, it set up the fact that Deimos knew that they were training at Tower, then we got that attack the next season, and now at the end of the Heavy Metal comic, it has set up the fact that there is a boat called the Heartbreaker, which has just recently moored off the coast of Portugal. Now, considering the trend that the last comics have had of setting up the next season, I don't know why they would bring up the fact that the helicopter which went to Tower came off of a ship. More so, why else would they give this ship a name if it wasn't going to be important to the map next season? The last brand new map we got was Nighthaven Labs, and that was a massive deal in the lore when that released. As well as this, in this same comic strip, we also learned that wolfguard have a team deployed there, and that also sort of confirms that the new Portuguese operator is most likely going to be part of wolfguard, and we are going to see them joined by wolfguard, and in gameplay terms, Team Rainbow, on this new map in Portugal. Now, we do at the very least know that there is going to be a ship involved with this map. I had a little debate with Thakil yesterday. He thinks it's going to be sort of like a canal situation where you are playing on the canal and there's a ship beside you, and that's going to be the relevance of this Heartbreaker cargo ship. He believes that this new map is going to be set on a dock right beside this cargo ship which they are talking about, and the cargo ship is only going to be for the story itself. I mean, I guess they could possibly do that. However, I just don't know why they would name drop the ship as the Heartbreaker, because I'm going to be honest, that's sort of setting up the name of the map. They've called the ship the Heartbreaker. If they have called this ship the Heartbreaker without the intent of them then making a map called the Heartbreaker, then I'm going to be very surprised. Now, Thakil was also saying that we're not really sure how you would do it on a cargo ship. I have a feeling this cargo ship is going to be very special since this is going to be one of Deimos's cargo ships, and as we've seen throughout the lore so far, Deimos has money, he's got men, he's got a lot of weaponry. However, the comic book does say that it is a commercial freight ship, so who knows, maybe Deimos has been masking it as a commercial ship and is actually one of his, or if it truly does just look like a standard commercial ship which was hijacked. Either way, I think there is actually a lot of room for them to make a map on a cargo ship. Thakil was sort of saying maybe it will run into the same issues as you sort of have with plane and yacht, since you are quite limited to the structures of those vehicles itself. And yes, I agree. I mean, that's how they sort of came around the issue of yacht, was to actually make the yacht frozen in the ocean, so people had an outside spawn so you could then dock the boat itself. But I do think Ubisoft could do a lot of things, especially with a cargo ship, because these big, freight ships are massive. You could sort of have the entire interior of the building being in like the massive living quarters and the sort of underbarrel of these ships. The top floor is sort of like the cockpit. You've got some living quarters sort of in the middle floor, a games room, a sort of social area, a kitchen, all the stuff that people who work on these ships need to survive. You could turn them into completely different sites and rooms in a Rainbow Six Siege aspect. Then as you move further down in the boat, you've got like an engine room, maybe even a detention room. I feel like you can do a lot of stuff with this map. I feel like it can be very unique. So with the fact that the ship is also moored on the coast, that means you can use sort of the coast beside it as a spawn point for attackers as well. Maybe you could have 3 spawn points. You can have a container spawn point, so you're already on the boat itself, just at the other end of it, and you're spawning by all these containers on this freight ship. We do know a helicopter did take off from here, so maybe there's a helipad on it as well, and that could be another spawn point. And then you could have sort of a further back spawn point, which is on dry land, and there's sort of like a bridge or entry point onto the boat itself, which is still relatively safe. I'm not saying put the other side of that bridge into defender territory, but maybe once you walk up that bridge, you make your way on the exterior of the boat now, and then you can start attacking where the defenders, where it's their area inside this boat. To me, me, the way the comics have been going just makes so much sense that this is going to be the new map. I don't know why they would talk about this so much. I mean, yeah, maybe Fakil could be right. The map could just be set on the coast of Portugal and we can see the Heartbreaker freight cargo ship in the distance. And, you know, that's just the story implication is like, oh, look, that's operated by Deimos. If you want to learn more about that, here's a cinematic, here's a comic. And then when you're playing the map itself, it's sort of like a little nod so you can look out in the distance. You can be like, oh yeah, there's that freight ship from the story. But to me, that sounds like Ubisoft potentially playing it safe. If they do that, you know, the map could still be great. I have faith that it will be great. I'm a fan of the maps they've been putting out recently. I love Nighthaven Labs. That's one of my top 3, you know, favorite maps in ranked. I think the consulate rework is actually pretty good. I think it's growing in a lot of people as well. So I have faith that they're going to make a good map next season. And I think especially with a cargo ship, you're not going to run into the exact same issues that you have with like yacht and plane, because I think you can be a bit more free just due to the size. You can just make it so much bigger. And as well as this, these like freight ships, and as well as this, these like big cargo ships can have more of like a square sort of building design in the ship itself. Whereas yacht, you know, you're limited to how a yacht looks on the outside. Plane, you're limited to that sort of cylinder shape. But if you look at a cargo ship, they're sort of just these big, you know, square rectangle buildings on top of a boat itself, if that makes sense. Since, like I'm saying, you don't have the same restraints like you do with these other sort of, I don't know what you call them, vehicle maps, you know, these very unique maps where it's not a building, you know, it's a plane, it's a yacht. I feel like this is going to be something very similar to that. However, due to its size, they have a lot more freedom to make a more versatile map, which you would see akin to other siege maps which are on dry land, or, you know, just like buildings like Oregon or Villa, for example. Sort of the same concept of how they play. However, it's just on a boat. And if you want to talk more about marketing and how beneficial this would be to the game, you know, Siege is, you know, gaining in popularity again. It's getting back up there. Maybe a casual player who only occasionally plays, or someone, you know, hasn't played in a few years, they see a brand new massive cargo ship as a brand new map. That's an interesting concept. Yes, every new Siege map is interesting. I think Siege maps are some of the most interesting things in gaming. I've never been more hyped for maps in games than I have been in Siege, because the amount of detail and, you know, they're just different. They do something different about them. It's just Siege. It's a different game. It's just better. But yeah, Ubisoft going into year 9 throwing out a cargo ship map would be absolutely sick, and I'm sure a lot of people would be, you know, very interested to at least try the game again, to, you know, check it out. And Ubisoft have sort of been hyping the future of Siege. They have been saying that sort of like year 7 and year 8 have been like the preparation seasons for the future of Rainbow Six Siege. And I have been seeing a lot of devs talking on Twitter and stuff like that, talking about how there's a lot of exciting stuff coming. So I don't know. To me, the rate the comics have been going with setting up the next seasons pretty accurately. You had Fenrir being set up, then you had the tower being set up, and then you had this being set up. I'm really not going to be surprised if we get into next season and we are going to get a map set on a cargo ship. Again, Fakil's theory could be right. We could just be on the land beside the cargo ship and we can see it in the distance. Would I be disappointed by that? Maybe a little bit. I would really like to see a cargo ship map. That being said though, I definitely do think the map that they are cooking up is probably going to be good anyway. But yeah, we are just going to have to wait for the reveal. I am certain it is going to be cargo ship, or, you know, maybe you will see the cargo ship in the background, but we are going to have to wait and see. I believe this is going to be revealed roughly around the 12th of November, because that is the time in which the Atlanta Major is happening, and typically they like to do season reveals at majors, so most likely will be revealed then. Again, we're just gonna have to wait and see. But yeah, what do you think about this new map? Do you think it is going to be set on this freight ship called the Heartbreaker? I definitely think they've set this up for a reason. You know, Ubisoft don't hide this stuff. They put it in the comics for a reason. It's to market it, it's to sell it, it's so people like me and other YouTubers theorize about it as well. I just think that's going to be the case. You know, they don't put this stuff in there for fun. They only have a few pages in these comic books, you know, they're not massive, so they got to use their time and space, you know, properly. They're not going to waste it by setting up a random cargo ship that isn't relevant to the story or even potentially becoming a map. So yeah, be sure to let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. I'm absolutely hyped for this map, and I'm sure a lot of you are as well. Be sure to drop a like on this video if you did enjoy, dislike it if you did not, subscribe if you're new. I shall catch you later. I love you all. Stay safe. Peace.